dirt or blood in your food.
Oh. Foster, you're doing a great job. By the way, permission granted.
Oh, thank you, sir. But I don't believe his body's still in there.
Oh, was it moved? Oh, is it inside the chapel now? Oh, it's maybe it was already buried. I'm not sure. Well,
Good man.
if you wish to gear yourself up and go find some more bodies to proselytize,
I understand, sir.
I don't really know the word. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words right now, but I'm not really too sure why. However, yes, you can go check some more bodies, dissect them, do whatever science you may do or whatnot. But
Yes, sir.
just come back with your findings.
Who does, sir? Well, it's got warmer. It's 19 degrees now instead of negative 40. Get you two inside here. Maybe I should have bought a car. Oh well.
Food in the mess hall seems to be going quite stale as well. That's not quite healthy.
I believe that's what Marlow is doing right now.
Very good. Thank you, sir. I seem to not be feeling quite well, by the way. I might go lie down for a while.
Well, I have tasked Foster getting more bodies, so if you'd like to study with him, you're more than welcome to.
Please let him know I'll be in my room. If you see him, sir.
Well, there you are,
Oh,
Doctor.
Foster. Please let me open the doors for you.
I brought back a female and a male.
Very well. I'd like to see how you handle these procedures. Please, just place them on the floor.
Here is the second one.
Please, disrobe the infected. Place its clothes in this cabinet for decontamination. Do you happen to have your gloves on you, your medical gloves?
That is in my bag, in my bunk. I can go grab it now.
Yes, please, come back with your medical gloves on. So, upon my first glance, we can determine that this Subject 5 and this Subject 6. So, Subject 5 seems to have sustained an injury to the left foot. And as you can see here, there's a bite mark on their upper chest.
Yes.
The wound on the left foot, I'm sure that's not. I'm sure it was just sustained before the infection took its course. Did you happen to notice if it was limping, or was it walking the same as the others?
Well, I believe I killed these yesterday. I can't exactly recall how these two were moving. I just went and picked them off the front gate.
So in future, if you happen to see a bandage, definitely take a look at their movements.
Understood.
I'd like to know if it does affect them, because any other injury I've seen has no effect whatsoever. So, as I was saying, Subject 5 and Subject 6, I don't see any initial injuries. She does have a scar on her left fibia, but I believe that was, again, way before the infection. What are your initial thoughts, Foster?
Well, how do I? Sorry, if I'm lost for words, I just need a time to process.
Completely understandable. It is quite jarring at first. I'd like to see what you do, unless you'd like to observe first. I know I've read your reports, but I can walk you through my process if you'd like.
Yes, please. I think I'm better in my written words than my speaking.
Very well. So I'd like to report my findings first. So this will be further known as 5 and 6. Well, not the first of many, but more like the 5th and 6th of many, 7th or 8th. I've lost count at this point, so I'll begin with subject 5. So upon first inspection, I do my best to take a skin sample. All of the skin that I've looked at on these bodies do have a tendency to be that thin material. It seems to be consistent with all of the subjects. After which, I make sure to get a bone sample. Their bones seem to be quite brittle, but apparently that doesn't stop them from being quite lethal.
Yeah, it is, it's quite a pickle for that one. But I did notice that, I kinda gave them a poke, and, their muscle tissue is quite stiff.
Yeah, so I think their muscle tissue doesn't deteriorate, but their bones seem to be almost fragile. I'd like you to take a look at this second body, please. Subject 6.
Yes, this one seems to have the same characteristics as the first. Subject 5, right? Is that right?
Yes, subject 5.
Alright, yes. Seems like it's got some clouding in the eyes. I don't know if that's from the cold or if that was before that initial infection. It might just be normal decay. And I think I'm seeing signs of frostbite.
Very good catch, Foster. Very good catch. Please feel free to take some time and write your report on subject 6.
Foster,
Yes, sir.
please put on your hazmat suit and follow me. You as well, Dr.
Sir?
Chastity. Put on your hazmat suit and follow me. Close that door. This.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Look at its skin.
I know, but gloves on. Here we go. This is my first time seeing these.
Yes, they were wandering around outside the walls. Right after that storm.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
The protrusions from the face seems to be consistent. Interesting.
Oh, these
Well,
ones.
I will leave
burns.
you to it. I do not know.
Oh, God, I got poop. I got poop.
I
Come
will
with
leave
these,
you to
Doctor.
it. Make sure you're decontaminated.
Yes, sir.
We need to bring these to the morgue at once. Actually, I fear they might be too brittle to move.
Especially these ones, they seem to just be ash.
I'd like to take a skin sample from each. We can study their skin samples up close in the morgue.
You're just holding this one, it feels like it's gonna crumble in my hands.
I'm gonna take these first skin samples back to the lab.
Alrighty. Colonel, sir, we are going to examine those bodies now.
Good. Leave a report on my desk.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you decontaminate as well.
Yes, sir.
Please place them anywhere. These two seem to be consistent with test subject
Oh,
2.
least they resemble what I've read.
Look at this. They're horrifying.
Yeah, this is not a pretty sight.
Oh, it's terrible. The skin samples you seem to have grabbed are looking fantastic, actually. You're quite gifted with a scalpel, Foster.
Thank you.
Now, as I was saying, these two seem to be consistent with, subject 1. As you can see, the almost aquatic-like protrusions coming from their face. Perhaps they were found in the same area. Maybe there's a colony. You can see they're almost wet to the touch.
They're very, very slimy. I have not seen one of these in the field myself, but I'll be on the lookout for more of these.
Yes, they're quite disgusting, to be honest with you. These mutations are... Well, Dr. Erickson and I believe that this is the byproduct of that fog, and we do believe that, well, any of the infected out there have the possibility of mutating like this.
And what about these? I don't even... Where do we begin?
Truthfully, I have no idea. They're disgusting.
They're like charred to the bone. I don't understand. Are they the byproduct of Stellos' fire that happened? I don't, there's been a lot of fires out there. It could have been, any of them could have been these. I'm not too sure.
I've heard the whisperings of certain infected that, well, one of their mutations is lighting themselves on fire, but I wasn't sure if it was true.
There are the red berets out there. But that's about it.
You've seen them?
Yes. They seem to be military age, possibly like British military or something. I think that's the working theory we have out there. But they've got like bombs strapped to their chest and whatnot, and when either you get too close to them, or if you put them down, they explode.
Interesting. I think these might be another mutation.
I wouldn't doubt it. It does seem like charcoal, like they've been burned for quite a while.
Yes, but I'm wondering how they would have lasted. No, I do believe you're right, Rabbit Foster. Perhaps it was from... sorry, you were saying Molotov?
Yeah, there was a whole incident back before we long rested. The Stellos, we were on a stealth op. Me, Simmons, and one other, I forget, but and the Stellos. He was tasked with using the sledgehammer to bust open some crates. That was his only job. But he ended up firing his shotgun, alerted some hordes, and then threw some Molotovs at him. And it ended up being a whole big fight outside of Draco. Lai almost succumbed to his injuries, but I patched him up.
Well, luckily they had you there.
Indeed.
No, I do believe you're right then. I think these were some of the ones that I guess must have gotten burnt. I almost need to observe them fresh before dissecting. It would make more sense to understand their movements.
Yes.
Their patterns. Well, we definitely need to write reports. Please, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these two, and I'm happy to continue reporting on the colony. Foster, how are the eyes on your subject? Mine seem to be inconsistent. They appear to be sunken in and quite glassy.
I'm seeing more like maybe like a dim yellow. I can't seem to see the pupils or anything. It's just yellow and cloudy.
Seems their symptoms are inconsistent.
You know, it reminds me of the color of the fog, honestly. It's kind of that yellowish.
You're right. I wonder if that fog caused them to burn from the inside out.
It's an interesting theory. Could be.
Well, it seems to take our breath away.
Yeah. We need we need Erickson on this, honestly. We need all hands on deck.
Agreed. Can you make a note in your report that my theory?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So interesting. I'll let you finish up. My apologies. I'll go back to my report.
Subjects 9 and 10, child infected. These are something I've never seen before. Their skin, if we can even call it that, is like charcoal. It is flaky to the touch and comes off quite easily. There isn't much left of the subjects, just ash and bone along with their clouded eyes. Further studies with this type of mutation may need to be done with live subjects, as deceased ones don't leave much to be studied. Dr. Mayfield has a theory. She suggested that the subjects may have been burned from the inside out, perhaps by our doing out in the field, or by the fog, or by another means. More testing must be done.
How's your report coming?
I think I am done with 9 and 10 if you would like to read it.
Yes, please, if you could put it on the examination table. This looks fantastic, Foster.
Thank you.
You're doing quite well in reporting. Have you had anything to eat today?
I am quite famished. I will not lie to you.
Well, let's decontaminate it at the showers and get some food. I think that should be all for study today.
Alrighty.
I'll drop your report on the colonel's desk.
Thank you.